Hello beautiful people, welcome back to Toucan Tarot. Thank you so much for those of you that have subscribed already, and for the new people here, welcome. Today we're going to be looking at no contact, what are they feeling, thinking. So that's going to be the theme of today. As always, we have 3 beautiful crystals to choose from here. If you'd like to get straight through it, timestamps are listed down below in the chapters, so feel free to click on by. While you're having a choose of the cards today, we've got the wonderful Hugh Hefner with this beautiful crystal here. We also have Britney Spears, and then we also have the fabulous Jackie O. So again, normally what I ask you to do is to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And while you're doing that, just have a feel of which resonates with you most. I just want to give a special shout out. It's so lovely, those of you that click on my ads and watch my ads. It's such a great energy exchange. I mean, a couple of minutes of your time, I can't tell you the difference it makes to me. So thank you so much for those of you that do that. Again, it's a wonderful energy exchange, and it's truly appreciated. Right, so let's get on with the reading. And again, we're looking at, there's been no contact, and messages. What are they feeling? What's happening, basically? So we're going to start off with pile number 1, and this is Hugh Hefner. So those of you that chose pile number 1, welcome to your reading. And yeah, we're just going to dive straight in. I'm going to pop wonderful Hugh Hefner, hey. Let's have a look at what cards we get out. I've already given these a good shuffle, but I'm going to give them one more little shuffle. Those of you that have visited my channel before will know that I predominantly read through my guides. So, you know, the cards really just act as a trigger. I'm using the wonderful Lunar Soul Tarot today, which, I mean, I don't tend to read these cards in reverse, as, you know, it's depending on each pack to me, and these packs are just the normal way around. So if you see me flipping one, that would be why. Please do say hello down below. I love to hear from you, who you are, where you're from, how you found the channel. It's one of the best things is the interaction. I'm fully back now. You'll have noticed that I haven't posted for some time, but here we are. So, no contact. Firstly, I'm sending my love out, because it's never nice when you don't have contact from the person that you're clearly thinking a lot about. So let's delve in, shall we? First of all, we have the Hierophant. We have the Hangman. 9 of Discs. Ace of Discs. The Wheel of Fortune. The 6 of Discs. Wow, a lot of aces here. Ace of Swords. And we've got the 4. So, let's have a look, shall we? I'm also going to pull, in fact, I'm feeling inclined to pull one now for you. Just going to pull a couple of wisdom cards as well. And we have Risk. And we have Possibility. So, should we just dive straight in? I'm definitely feeling, first and foremost, that this person that you have had no contact with, it isn't just a case necessarily that they're, you know, not interested or so forth, but they generally are super busy bees right now. Bees is the word that comes to mind. Definitely, there's a lot of thinking and so forth going in their mind. You are on their mind, but what I'm getting here is confusion. Huge confusion. So there's 2 aspects of it. Let's note first what they've been up to. I mean, firstly, the biggest thing that's common here, we see with the 9 of Discs and the Ace of Discs as well, and certainly with the Ace of Swords, but let's concentrate up here, is that they've definitely got a new venture or something new that they're really, you know, delving into right now. So it's not entirely, as I mentioned earlier, that they're not interested, just basically that they've got a lot on their plate right now to do with, and this is coming through strongly as work. Obviously we have the disc, but that's been confirmed as well from my guides. They've got a lot on. They've started, at least this year or very recently, a new business or a new venture of some kind. and there's definitely a lot on their plate. So it isn't so much that they've misplaced you in their thoughts, it's just that their thoughts are full of a lot of things. And love isn't necessarily at the forefront of their mind right now. The other thing that's coming through is, they're definitely taking... There's something that's occurred in this person's life over the last few years that's also making them kind of take back and really replenish themselves. It's a new beginning for them in lots of ways. They're definitely, I want to say, almost finding their own spiritual self, but I don't think necessarily that's the best way to put it. My guide's laughing here saying, no, that's not the way to put it. It's more in the sense of that they're really looking into their past right now, and things to do with family is what I'm hearing here. Family, all sorts, in fact. Family, work, love, all the kind of things that's brought them to the place that they are today. So as well as this new business, it's almost as if it's igniting, clearly, whenever you start a new venture, there's a lot of head work. So it's forced them, for the first time in a long time, is what I'm hearing, to actually go into their mind and really look at what's happening there. Not just, again, to do with work, but it's kind of brought up a whole array of feelings about things in the past. And they're really taking time to kind of plenish and refine what it is that they're about, what they're looking for. So I'm seeing a complete overhaul here of this person and their inward self, of work that they are doing on themselves. The reason I said not spiritual before, and my guide kind of butted in there, is because I don't get that this person is necessarily a spiritual person, but they are looking inwards more from a psychological point, and really to start understanding themselves. Again, I get the feeling that this is someone quite, happy-go-lucky. They've never kind of gone here or there, but now with everything that's on the stakes, they're taking it seriously. This new venture, they're taking it seriously, and they're kind of deciding what kind of person they need to be to make this work, and that's again what's forcing them to kind of go inwards about themselves. There's definitely success on the horizon for them. We see that with the 9 of Dis here. So yeah, in regards to yourself, you are in their thoughts, but there's mass confusion there. We see the Hangman here, the Wheel of Fortune. They're not... I would say they're quite immature when it comes to love, and it's not necessarily an immaturity, but they've not necessarily been the best lover in the past to other people. When I mean lover, I don't mean in a sexual, point. I mean as far as relationships. I don't gather that this person has necessarily had any real long-term committed relationships, and certainly when they think of you, I'm hearing that you're the complete opposite. You're quite a deep thinker, and you certainly do like to go beneath the surface. And when it comes to relationships, you like to get deep. They're not used to that. So for them, they're kind of feeling not put off by it by any stretch of the imagination, but they're kind of 1 foot back. Whilst they're doing all of this figuring out about themselves, they're still trying to work out where they stand, if that makes sense, and how to approach someone like you. It's quite... Hear me out before the end of this, because it may be something that you don't like the sound of, but it's almost as if they're not sure whether they can take that on yet. And again, that's, the classic word, it's not you, it's not me, and cliched phrase, right, that none of us like to hear. But it almost is that. That's what we're sensing here. In a case of they've got so much going on, and it's not that they don't want this. If anything, I will say that they've decided that that is the kind of relationship that they need next, but they just don't know if they're ready for it now with all the commitments. I am getting that this person is on the younger end of the scale, so we're not talking about a mature person as far as age is concerned. And I think they've just discovered in themselves something that they're not sure if they're developed enough yet to really give their all. And certainly when it comes to you, what's coming through is that they know they need to give their all because you deserve nothing less. And they certainly, you strike them as that kind of person that, they wouldn't want to fool around or mess around with. But they really do feel, we see the Fool here, they really do feel that, fall at the beginning when it comes to you. And they're not quite sure how to navigate around you because they've not experienced someone like you. Crazily so, all they need to do is open up to you about this, and you'll be great either way, is what I'm hearing. But the maturity side of them isn't allowing them to break through to really kind of open up. But this person has a lot of bright future, a lot of bright aspects, and yeah, again, apologies, this is quite wishy-washy in the sense of where they're coming from, but that is how they're feeling right now. They really are completely. I mean, we see the wheel here, the Hanged Man, the Fool. Again, they're literally on the balance. We've also got possibility and risk. The risk is they don't want to go into it straight away, right, and find out that they will be mucking you around. They don't want to risk that with you because they do think they do think a lot of you. And you have certainly ignited something in them, as I mentioned earlier, that they haven't felt before. A realness is what I'm seeing to a relationship, rather than it just be boyfriend, girlfriend, and let's go out, let's do this, boom, 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 boom. There's depth, and then they can see that depth into the way that they communicate with you when they do, and what could be. And that's what almost... And it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. You mustn't go to them and be, I'm not, it doesn't have to be that deep, because that's the thing they admire about you. But the question is, are they ready for it? And with everything going on at the moment and the development that they're seeing, that's why they've had no contact. And also because they're not as open and they don't know how to communicate, in the sense that, they're not very emotionally intelligent in that sense. They're just starting in that area. As I said, they've not had deep relationships before. They're just starting. And because they're not quite sure, and they're still in this balance of making their mind up, they don't want to approach you yet, because they're not sure of what answer to give you. And when, again, in reality, all they need to say is, look, this is where I'm at. But that kind of immaturity in them is kind of stopping them from doing that. But they will get there. They absolutely will get there. We see here the possibility card. This could really go one way or the other. The question is whether you have patience, because, again, there's a lot going on. Not just new beginnings in relation to their, work scenario here, but new beginnings in relation to their life, in relation to really moving forward. And kind of, it's almost like they're at the start of the leadership of their own life, and that of... They feel like for the first time that they can conquer the world. I mean, of course, in our extended reading, we'll really go in and nitpick about, more about that. But that, in a nutshell, is where we're at. Obviously, we've got the Hugh Hefner card here. Make every night a one-night stand. Long-term relationships are great. Have as many as you can. Surround yourself with young partners to stay fit. This isn't to say that they're a Hugh Hefner. Don't freak out. You chose that one. Maybe because they remind you slightly of that character. I'm definitely feeling that they get a lot of attraction from a lot of places. But really, it's a case of whether they're ready to settle down yet. And you strike them as someone that they would want to settle down with, so therefore they don't want to cross that barrier when they're unsure, because if they ruined it, it would be ruined forever. It's really a shame, because, as I mentioned, there is immaturity here in the sense of, well, there's an immaturity here in the sense of the fact that they can't just communicate that to you. But again, it really is a mixture of everything, all their work, scenarios and things that are going on, and that they just don't know what to tell you. They just don't know. I'm going to pull another few cards here. I'm going to pull Moonology card. I'm feeling really inclined. But yeah, we'll definitely go into this in the extended reading if you want to know a little bit more. But they're just literally the hanged one. They're kind of hanged there, not quite sure how to approach you or what to do. But it's not off the cards, guys. We've got Believe in the Impossible, the Blue Moon. There's two sides to this card, is what I'm hearing from my guides right now. The first one is that, for you, believe in the impossible. Again, exactly what we said just before we pull the card. It's not a straight up no, they're not interested. It's that they're confused, and it absolutely can be a possibility. We're just coming through that it's not necessarily now, but believe in the impossible. You know, there is free will, there is all manner of things at play in the universe, and certainly if it's meant to be, it will be. Again, it's whether or not you will have the patience for that. The other flip of the side is exactly how they're feeling, believe in the impossible. Unfortunately, not in relation to love. We mentioned that they're not the most, you know, emotionally intelligent characters right now. That's growing within them. But definitely they're believing in the impossible right now in regards to them and their life and their work. It's almost like this person has never really quite taken themselves seriously. They've always been confident and so forth, but again, very happy-go-lucky. They've never really grabbed life and become that leader that deep down they are. And this is what's occurring right now. There's a real shift. Oh, I got the strangest sensation then. Let me just tune in a moment. I'm hearing that you were certainly, your vibes are certainly one of the catalysts for this, in the way that you present yourself and the, you know, the kind of deep thinking person you are, and the way that you've presented yourself to them is definitely part of the catalyst of what's ignited all this, and also this new venture they're in. You know, I'm definitely getting the feeling that this person, although, you know, they grew up happy, they've never really gone for, they've always been pleasing crowds rather than really going for what it is that they want. And that's the biggest thing that's coming through here. But you were definitely a catalyst in this new serious phase. There's definitely a brand new phase coming through. We've got Ace of Discs, Ace of Swords, the Fool here. This is a new phase for this person. So there's just, again, a lot on. And we've also got take time to breathe out. The disseminating moon. Definitely this one is for you here, and this is just to say, you know, the best thing you can do for yourself right now is just relax. Almost not forget about this person, so, you know, per se, but to just take time out from it. If it's meant to be, it will be. There is possibilities there, but what I'm hearing is that there's nothing you can do in the here and now to change this situation. You know, there's nothing that you can really say to them. It very much rests on their shoulders, which is so infuriating. I can literally feel your frustration over the other end of the camera. But again, you know, don't be frustrated. They think of you in really high regard, which is really lovely. It's just a case of they've got so much on. And that's not to say that, you know, well, if they liked me, I should be at the top. You know, let's be real. Life doesn't always go like that. And even if you're highly interested in someone, life can just be throwing so much at you that there's just not quite enough time to deal. And again, that's the picture I'm getting here. I'm going to pull out an affirmation for you. My guide is telling me. And also I'm going to pull out a quick Rebecca Campbell oracle as well for you. Here we go. I am the dreamer of my dream. And that's certainly a beautiful one. You know, it's time to get back to you as well. Obviously, you've come here, no doubt, wondering about this person. And again, you know, there's definitely the feeling of that this person is not going anywhere just yet. Yes, there's no contact right now, but you will hear from them again. Whether they'll give you what you want straight away is another question. Again, we'll go into that in the extended. But certainly they've not gone forever, and now you're being kind of pulled to focus in on yourself more, and as frustrating as that is, that's what has to be done. Again, you know, take time out to breathe. You are the dreamer of your dreams, so it's, you know, go back inwards and not forget about this person, but put them to the side for the second. And the ever unfolding rose I've just pulled out here, cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. And again, you know, the other big symbolizing thing is this, it's happening for you, not to you. Again, there's nothing you can do. The universe has your back. The universe and your guides have your back. And again, patience is the biggest thing here. Patience. You know, go off, do your hobbies, get into work, get into whatever it is that you're passionate about, and this will all unfold itself over time. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Just a real short burst today, guys. I am going to go into the extended. Links can be found below, and we'll look into a little bit more of their past, but also their future, and exactly how much you star within that. So let's look into it a bit deeper. But yeah, again, you know, this isn't the end. They just have a head full of cloud, and they're not the best at they're not the best at communicating that. If only they would. But certainly all is not lost here, and it's just a case of chill, take time to breathe. Remember, you are the ever unfolding rose, and just take a little bit of you time. Those of you that are coming for the extended to delve a bit deeper into this and this person, I'll see you in a moment, links below. Those of you that are not, let me know what you thought of this reading. Please comment below. I love your comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well if you haven't already. It means the world, and certainly is great for my channel, and I look forward to seeing you soon. If there's anything that you want to know specific, jot that down in the comments as well. This channel is here for you, so do let me know. And yeah, sending all the love and light out to you. Extended, let's dig in a bit deeper, and I'll see you in just a moment. Take care. Hello, if those of you that chose Britney Spears pile 2, this reading is for you. And today, let me pop these over here. Today we're looking at no contact. So I'm sorry that you've not had contact. I can imagine just how frustrated you are and why, basically, what the deal is. So let's have a look at how they're feeling, and we'll ask all sorts of questions. I'm going to be using the Lunar Soul Tarot. I've already given these a good shuffle since the last pile, but I'll give them another little shuffle now. Yeah, so we've got Britney Spears. When the gambling with love, hedge your bets. Take the risk of getting hurt, because being in love can be toxic, but the high is amazing, and trust your family to take care of you when you can't. Well, I don't know about that last bit. It didn't quite work out for Britney, did it? But I'll go into that in more detail in a moment. But let's see what cards we pull out. As I mentioned, we're going to be using the Lunar Soul, which I always read upright. I always just go dependent on the decks, really, but they always do them upright. So that's what we're going to do here. We've got Queen of Discs, 7 of Wands, the 5 of Wands, and we have Strength. Let me pop that there for you. We have 8 of Cups, the Hanged Man, or the Hanged One rather. We have the Page of Cups. We have the High Priestess. You know, there's a lot of similarities here. I'm feeling the energy straight away to pile 1. And I will say, much like with all my pick-a-card readings, if you do feel inclined or torn between 2, there may be messages in both for you. I read with my guides predominantly, so really the cards just act as a bit of a trigger. We're going to step straight in. Just going to tune into my guide now, and we're going to go straight into it. The first thing I will say here, you seem very on the defensive, and rightly so. There's been no contact, you're not sure what's going on, and so forth. Having said that, you know, it's not that you're completely rattled. We see with the beautiful Queen of Discs energy here, and you are a queen, whether you're a man or a woman, or, you know, whatever you resonate with, you are a queen. That queen energy, the earth energy I'm getting, the all kinds of energy, in the sense of groundness, is one thing I'm definitely feeling about you. But this person's definitely got you rattled. You know, very much, you can't quite stop thinking about them. You are thinking very negatively about them right now. And again, rightly so, you've not heard from them, right? But not necessarily need to. They're very indecisive about this. That was a similarity of you know, the first deck, and it's not necessarily, they've not really made up their mind yet. They've not really made up their mind yet. I definitely will say that, you know, they're keeping their options open, and that's not to say that you're not the one for them, but it's very early stages. Certainly in the feelings department, you know, some of you may have known this person for a long time, others it may be new. But either way, you know, the thought of romance between you is definitely a new thing here. Definitely those of you that would have been friends with this person for a long time, which is perhaps why you've, you know, got your defences up. But again, either way, they've got you rattled for sure. You're not quite, certainly because you are normally this very much centered and grounded person. But I love the Seven of Wands, and it's a great analogy, this card. As you can see, you know, there she is with her stick up in the air, or her wand, however you'd like to view it, fending off. But actually, if you look closer, they're not fighting, they're offering their sticks. But this person doesn't realise that. You know, they're offering a lot out, but they're very much on the defensive. And that's definitely a vibe I'm getting here, that that they see of you, is that, you know, and the same here with the Five of Wands. Again, it's got his stick up ready to battle. And are those people ready to battle, or are they offering something to him? And that's definitely the thing that's coming through, is that, you know, as far as they feel, the person that there has been no contact, you know, they very much feel that you're constantly kind of, they're not sure how you feel, is what's coming through, because you give off this, you know, different vibe. It's almost like, you know, when you know, you first have that crush, or you first fancy someone, and you almost mean, you know, the playground analogy, where you're almost the person that kicks you and actually chases you in the playground really fancies you. they're crying out for your attention. It's almost like you've got that kind of thing going on with them. You know, you really put up your defences in that regard to them, and they're not quite sure how to take that. Yeah, they're on the back foot about it. You're an incredibly strong person. We see that the Strength card coming in, as they are too, in fact. But you in particular, and this is definitely in reference to yourself here, we have the Queen and the Strength. And yeah, they're not sure where they stand. You rattle them just as much as they're rattling you for your reasons. They're not sure about you either, and that's what makes them a bit standoffish. We've got the Eight of Cups here, and you see rowing away, when actually you've got this little crab holding up all of these things here, and he's rowing away from it, doesn't quite realise what he's leaving behind there. Lots of Four Cups. He's definitely, I say he, sorry, that's natural for me, but you know, he, she, whichever resonates with you, and they're definitely kind of stepping away. They are. They're just utterly confused about it, and I definitely feel that it's up to you to kind of have that strength, exactly like it said here, you know, when gambling with love, hedge your bets, just go for it. And my guide's saying, you know, you've been so kind of dodging with the truth and so forth, that really you have nothing to lose, because they're not here right now anyway. So by putting your feelings forward, you're going to find out either way where they really stand, if that makes sense. So you may as well lay all your cards on the table, hedge your bets, and take the risk of, exactly like Britney Spears, of getting hurt. Because, you know, being in love, yes, it can hurt, but the high is amazing. And you definitely, unlike Brittany here, I'm feeling that you definitely have a lot of support around you. So take that gamble is certainly what's coming through. Go for it, and see what comes up. You're definitely this grounded. I mean, we've got the High Priestess, and again, this is relating to you here. But I'm guessing you're quite a spiritual person. They're not. You know, they don't think necessarily as deeply. Again, another similarity to Pile 1 as you. They don't. So therefore, when, you know, you are acting in kind of this playful, defenseless manner, they take it for exactly how it is, rather than looking into it and saying, okay, well, there's clearly a bit of flirtation or something there. They really have no idea about how you feel. Even if you have said it in black and white, they're very much the oblivious person, the opposite to you in that regard. So again, my guide is saying, take the plunge and lay your cards on the table, so to speak, as exactly how you feel, because you really have nothing to lose. You see the Page of Cups here, and again, this would be you holding on to that cup tightly, not sure what to do. And them, in fact, they're not sure what's going on. So it's very much up to you to put it out there and see what comes back. Let me just pull another couple of cards here to get more insight. Of course, we'll go in. I mean, I'm doing a very short reading today, guys. I'm doing an extended, mind you, so if you want to know a bit deeper, then hit me up in the extended with the links below. But yeah, I mean, essentially, you're being told to go for it and really put your cards on a table. You know, the universe has your back, and if it's meant for you, then it will be right. And if it's not, then it will put an end to these thoughts and feelings that you're having. But definitely I'm hearing that you've never had this full conversation, or certainly, you know, even if you think you have, they're oblivious. They're oblivious. So lay your cards out on the table and tell them exactly how you feel in black and white. We've got the full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. Yes. You know, all these things that you think about this person, you need to put it into life. You need to get a plan in order. Not a plan, but, you know, you need to take action is what's coming through. Let's pull another moon card out here. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. There you go. More confirmation. Go for it, guys. Luck is on your side. You just need to tell this person how you feel, because there is mass confusion. I'm going to pull out as well. Let's have a look a little bit more into how they're feeling. Again, I'm sorry for the short reading today. It was in such a rush, but I thought, you know, I really felt the urge to do this reading of no contact and get it out there. So I thought it was better than nothing, but hopefully this has given you a little bit of advice. We've got change and we have success. There you go, guys. You know, my guy's saying here as well, definitely the change in that, stop holding back, stop being the one on the defensive and waiting for them to come to you. Put everything out there. Like Brittany said, gamble, gamble, gamble. Success is waiting for you. And here's the key. Success, whether they say yes, which is glorious, imagine that's exactly what you want, which is why you find yourself here wanting to know more. Or success in the fact that if it isn't the outcome that you want, then that's it, right? No, you don't need to think about it anymore. You can finally start moving forward. Action is definitely needed here. I've never felt, I feel a lot when I read, you know, with vibes and so forth, and energy rather. And I literally just want to get up and do something right now and act. There's too much stalling on this and too much worrying and headspace with yourself. Get on with it. Do it. Go for it. So it's quite direct, but that's what you need to be. And be crystal clear and direct exactly what it is that you want with this person. I'm going to pull you out a couple of affirmation cards before we finish off here. Excuse me. Love this one. My capacity to tune in, feel free to, of course, pause. The capacity to tune in to the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. It could not be more perfect, guys. Definitely pause this and jot that down. This is an affirmation my guide's saying you need to say to yourself in the morning, whenever you have a spare 30 seconds. Say this. Say it until you know it off by heart. It will give you the courage to go for it. You know, say it in your mind just before you have the conversation with them. Again, no more confirmation is needed than that, guys. Now is your time. Go for it. I wish you luck. I wish you love. I wish you success. Definitely you've got lots of love and peace coming, and everything you need around you to make this happen. I'm going to leave you there. Definitely like and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment on your thoughts on this. And you know, I love comments. Let me know where you're from. I find it so fascinating. That, you know, so many people watch my videos, but I have no idea who you are. So comment down below, let me know where you're from, who you are, and most importantly, I want to know a bit about this, and let me know how it goes as well. I'm going to go into the extended, we're going to go a little bit deeper and to find out exactly, you know, a little bit more about some advice, and also we'll try and look at what the future holds with this situation. But go for it, guys. The power is within you. Go for it. Peace and love. Take care. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see the extendeds in just a second. Link below. Hello guys, and welcome back. Pile 3, Jackie O. If you chose pile 3, this is your reading. And welcome to new subscribers, and hello again to my subscribers. I hope you're all doing well. Today, we've got this beautiful Jackie O card and this wonderful crystal, and we're going to be doing no contact. what's going on. We're going to ask an array of questions surrounding that, surrounding no contact. But first thing is, I'm sending you all my love. You know, the fact that you've come to this video, I'm sure you're feeling a bit anxious about what's been going on, and hopefully we'll get some answers today. So, we are going to be using the Lunar Soul Tarot for this reading, and we're going to be using Upright. And yeah, we're going to pull various different oracles and so forth. And we'll go from there. As those of you that have watched my videos before, you will know that I predominantly read through my guides. So really, the cards just act as a trigger, getting my words mumbled today, trigger. But we'll see what happens, and we'll see what we've got. It's just a quick reading today, guys. You know, I said it in my other piles that normally I do a lot longer readings, but today I didn't have much time, but I felt so guided to do this no contact one. So here it is. I will be doing an extended, and what I always say, you know, sometimes more than one pile, you know, you may be torn between two. Go ahead and feel free to listen to 1, 2 piles, all 3. You know, you may find messages in there that are for you. So let's get cracking, shall we? I have to give these a good shuffle, but I'm going to give them one more shuffle now. How are you, by the way? Please do comment below. I love, love, love to hear where you are, where you're from, and so forth. It really intrigues me that, so, you know, you watch my videos. So let me know who you are and where in the world you are. I'd love to know. Right, let's go ahead and start picking out some of these cards. So we have Queen of Wands, 6 of Cups, we have the Page of Discs. Sorry, I do have my window open. We have the Hangman. We've got a lot of similarities on the other deck, actually, with these. We've got the 4 of Discs, the 5 of Cups, we have the 5 of Swords, and we've got the 3 of Wands there. I'm going to pull out as well some oracles. Apologies, maybe I should close that window. If that noise carries on, I will do. It's just such a beautiful day here today in the UK. Right, and we have Mind, and we also have Action. Right, I'm going to pull out more and more, but let's just get straight in and go from here, shall we? Let's get cracking. I'm just going to close the window just before we do. Bear with me. Right, sorry, I just wanted to close my window. So let me just tune into my guides here. Wonderful. Okay, so we're looking at no contact. First of all, why? One of the biggest things that's kind of popping out like a sore thumb, and yeah, my guide's confirming, is that there's definitely been another person that's recently walked into the picture on their part. So the person you're inquiring about, it's somebody from their youth. So, you know, somebody from their past, somebody they've known, and I gather that it's someone that they've known a long time. It's not necessarily a romantic involvement, but there is a want of romance or a chemistry there between them. But things have happened in the past. You know, it's not this rosy thing that, oh, someone's coming to their life and, oh my goodness. Well, it is on the surface, you know, hence why there's been no contact. They're very excited about this person that's coming from their past. But, you know, not all is rosy. This is definitely someone that isn't meant for them. I can tell you that now. And definitely they're clinging to the past. You know, when we think of childhood, innocence, and so forth, and that's really the words that are coming through strong, childhood, innocence. But, you know, actually, childhood being the main word, it's not necessarily reality. So, you know, they've definitely been enjoying a reconnection with someone recently. I'm so sorry to say, but fear not, because it's definitely not someone that's meant for them. I feel that with this person, they may have been through some things, whether it be directly in their relationship or something that happened around them, whether it be family or friends, but something that connects them both, that they both know. And yeah, this person is kind of like they have rose-tinted glasses on at the moment. But those rose-tinted glasses are definitely going to be dropped. You know, we see down here with the Five of Cups and Five of Swords, and also my guide is confirming that, you know, it's not all as rosy as it first appears, but they are still in that rosy process, if you like, hence the no contact. It really is a shame, because if only they could realise that, you know, much like this card here, you have to let go of the past to kind of open a new door, and this is a realisation that they will come to. Whether that is you, the new door, we'll go into obviously further in the reading, but definitely they're holding on to these big heavy balls that you see here, like bowling balls, I almost want to say, whereas really they need to let go of that and pick up the past. And again, you know, much as depicted here in the Five of Cups, where there's dreaming about all these spilt cups, but actually if they were to just wake up and look behind them, there's two full cups there. And it's very much the thing of they need to really let go, and they will do. We see that obviously coming to an end here, and then essentially this wonderful chap, not necessarily a chap, you know, whatever relates to you, whether it's a girl or a boy, or again whatever relates, but yeah, looking out the distance and finally kind of working out. This is definitely a process this person has needed to go to, though. And, you know, my guy's just saying you just need to have patience with this, you know, be very mindful that this is something that they have to go through in order to work out this relationship, to cut ties and go. Not, you know, I completely appreciate, not the best thing that you may want to hear, but it's happening, for sure. Yeah, it's almost as if they've been through a lot together, but the person that you came here to get this reading about that has been absent. They have been hurt by this person in the past. There is something in there, or suffered deep pain because of, or something in relation to this person. But because it was, and again, I really strongly coming through childhood and that childhood innocence, you know, it's also laced with so much goodness as well, but unfortunately not quite enough goodness, or fortunately for you. In regards to obviously you guys moving forward, I'm afraid to say that it certainly doesn't look that way right now. That's not to say that things may change in the future, and again we'll go into that reading, because there is bright new starts for this person. It's just that they are very, very preoccupied. You know, they know that they need to take action, and my guide's telling me that there's two angles to this action card here. One directly for them, that, you know, that's certainly, they need to kind of wake up and realise what's happening, which they will. You know, at the moment, much like the Hanged One, they're just kind of there thinking and wondering, and you know, your mind, their mind rather, goes off in not only wonderful you know, dreams, but also the dark side to this relationship will start seeping through, and eventually they will be okay, and they will come out of that stronger and better. Again, this is something that they absolutely have to go through. It's from their past and something they've had to deal with. And I'm almost, you know, want to say that this, although you may not think it right now, this is a really good thing that's happening, because had this not have happened now, it would have happened in the future. You know, this person has always kind of lingered there in your person's mind, because again, there is such deep history there. But alas, you know, it's not going to last, and your person will come out of that, obviously with better sight is what's coming to mind, and a clearer picture of what's exactly what's been happening and so forth. So definitely positive, even though it may not necessarily seem it for you right now. It is positive, you know, it really is. And again, they have to go through this. I'm feeling really inclined to pull a few more cards. I'm going to pull some moon cards here. We will go into as well, as I said, you know, where you lie within this picture. But for right now, sorry, we mentioned, my guys just reminded me to this action card, that for you and the way you can kind of, I mean, obviously there's no contact right now, but my guide's saying, you know, you really do need to kind of put this you be mindful of this situation. So definitely don't apply pressure or get in contact just yet yourself, because I'm hearing that a few of you may have wanted to. You need to let them just ride this out, and ride it out they will. Okay, but you definitely need to take your own action as well. You know, they're dealing with their circumstance, and as well as being mindful, the action is I'm seeing a passion, and certainly my guide's saying here that you really need to grab hold of things that you're passionate about right now and keep your mind busy, because again, you know, the universe works in mysterious ways, but it works for us, and the universe has your back, and you know, whatever's meant to be will be. So you just need to crack on with your thing, as frustrating as I'm sure that sounds, because yeah, this is going to be a bit of a process for them, but the process will come to an end. I'm just going to pull some Moonology cards as well. And again, I'm sorry about the quickness of this reading today, but I just wanted to give you a really quick snapshot, which sometimes is quite nice to have just a little bit of insight. Let's have a look. We have you and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer. And we also have step out of your comfort zone. Yes, yes, yes. So this is for both of you. My guide's saying, you know, for them, they need to step out of this comfort that has been their past, and they will do. But you too, I'm definitely hearing here, as I said, that you've kind of become a little bit stale, for want of a better word. You know, you've almost come to a bit of a halt, because you know, this very much is consuming your thoughts at the moment. So you need to step out of whatever it is you're doing right now and try something new. And again, the thing about passions that's coming through, definitely you need to do that, and know that you're safe. You know that you're loved, you're safe, and that you're guided in these moments as well. So again, be mindful, relax, step out of your comfort zone, and take action back into your own thing, because this in your headspace right now, it's just absolutely mindless and pointless, because again, they're on this journey, and you need to, with all your might, and I know it's hard, it's so easier said than done, it's frustrating, isn't it, when this kind of advice is given to you, because it really is easier said than done, but with all your might, you need to burst through. You picked up the Jackie O card. I'm going to read it out here. Always be the first lady. Absolutely. You know, at the moment you're not, and that's not good enough for you, to be quite frank. It's not what you deserve. So step out of this and just grab, you know, your own bull by the horns. Marry for love, for money, but most of all companionship. Don't just take the picture, enter it. Absolutely. And again, you know, we're talking about those vibes earlier of really grabbing onto a passion. You know, there's something again that you have been thinking of, and it's something that you are passionate about, as I keep saying, keep saying that word, don't I? But yeah, you need to really focus on that, because there's some really good seedness to it. I'm going to go into that more in the extended as well. But definitely you need to grab hold of whatever it is that you're working towards at the moment. I'm going to pull you another card out here as well. Let's have a look. One for you. Oh, yes. Birthing a new age. I love these Rebecca Campbell cards. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Again, more confirmation that you just need to start owning it again, because you've let far too much of your mind, you know, concentrate on this. It's almost like I'm hearing you need to surrender to this situation and move on just for now. That's not to say that they won't come back. And again, in the extended reading, you'll find the link below after this. I'm going to go into that more about, you know, where do you come in the future with this person, because clearly it's on your mind. But for now, birthing of a new age. You know, and certainly what my guide's saying is the busier you get, the more things actually happen. So we'll look into that in a moment, but definitely now is the time for you to just go for it. I'm going to pull an affirmation card for you, and this is directly from Spirit, so send us whichever affirmation Spirit or what you needs. I am the dreamer of my dream. Yes, you are. And much like we were saying earlier, I'm going to hold that up because this is so apt. Much like we mentioned a moment ago, you know, your headspace has been too full of this. So you need to get back. Remember, whatever it is that takes up your headspace is what comes into reality. And there's nothing you can do here. It's a stalemate thinking about this right now. But you need to unleash your dreams. This is an affirmation my guide's saying you can say to yourself morning and night, or whenever you get a spare moment. I am the dreamer of my dream. Whatever it is that you're thinking of doing, we'll look into a bit more of that in a moment in the extended, but get up and go for it, okay? We're going to do an extended now. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Hopefully it's given you just a little bit of insight. Again, it's a very quick reading today, guys, but hopefully it has given you a little bit of insight into what's going on in this situation. And we're going to go in a little bit deeper with you and them in the future in the extended. You can find the extended link just below. So let's crack into that now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And again, comment below. Let me know your thoughts. And certainly who you are, where you're from. But thank you so much. Sending you all the love and light. And those of you that want to go into a little bit more detail about you and them, click the extended link below. Take care, guys.